Thank you.
Thank you. Linda Sunderland, Chairperson, Comte, Descendants Group.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you very much for having us here. We've had 10 years of trying to work in partnership with the council, and that's why, as you can see, all the council documents, it's very hard for us to fit what we need to say in 5 minutes, but I'll talk fast and do my best. Thank you. So we're here, this is Patsy Little representing the Akara Cemeteries Group, myself as Chair of the Comte Descendants Group, Peter also, and we want to talk about the historic Akara cemeteries. According to council documents, the Akara cemeteries should fit into Group 1 of the heritage categories, and I think a lot of people within the council don't understand that and recognise it. Anyway, we will go for it. So this is a very early picture of the Anglican cemetery. They're important because they're some of the earliest cemeteries in Canterbury. Those buried in these cemeteries built and developed the fabric of the European society on Banks Peninsula, the first formal European settlement in the South Island, and the only town in New Zealand that was jointly settled by the French and the British government. So very important to New Zealand history. There are many stories and history relevant to Banks Peninsula. And the headstones themselves give a trove of information valued by researchers and families. So they are the final long resting place of our early European pioneers, important visiting spaces for their families. And I believe that this is an old PowerPoint that has been presented. That's not the one I sent through, unfortunately. Yep, it is. It's an old PowerPoint. It's not the one I sent through for this meeting. What we really wanted to talk about was the memorial entrance as the two groups. We have, from 2010, we wrote to Mayor Bob Parker and said we were really concerned about the heritage headstones, those of the settlers off the Comte that was lying in pieces in the Akara cemeteries, and we wanted to work together with the council to get these fixed. From there on, the council actually promised to fix 13 in 2012. We have very recently just got 4 fixed after 10 years. So the other issues that have come to being with all our work is that we decided it would be really nice to build a memorial entrance at the top of the Catholic cemetery to honour these early settlers. They are so important to our history. We also, with the Akara community, were concerned about the state of the cemeteries. They were very unkept. A lot of the graves were hidden in ivy. We have spent 2 years cleaning them up. The Akara community has also been told there's no more burial space, and we knew that there is. And it's a shame you haven't got the proper PowerPoint, because I could have given you the plan of the large. That's what the cemeteries were like before we started. I'll just see if this is the land that we have cleared. Before we cleared it, it was covered in wilding trees, ivy. It was just rubbish and had been supposedly maintained by the council, but it hadn't. We knew that this area, this is only a small part of the area that is still designated cemetery land. What we keep getting from all these council documents is that Akara has to go to devotionals. Why? The community has cleared their land. They have said, this is cemetery land. Why can't we be buried in Akara? The important concepts are tūranga waiwai and whakapapa. For me, for a lot of people in Akara, our families have been buried in here since the 1850s and 1860s. Why does the council persist in saying that we have to be buried in devotional, separated from our families, separated from the town that is our town of belonging? It just does not make sense. And everywhere we go with the spare cemetery land and with the memorial entrance, we just keep hitting, we can't do this because, we can't do that because. So we keep saying, but we've done so much to help you. We have cleared the cemeteries up. We have fundraised. We have worked with the council. We have worked with the council to get interpretation panels up so that people know the history. We're at the point where we can't do anything more, and we're asking the council to come on board. And we particularly look at the community outcomes and strategic planning here, and all the lovely words that say, let the community own their own future, empower communities to make decisions for their communities. We are asking the council to please uphold these words. We have support from the Akaroa community, the Akaroa churches, the community board has just put through resolutions. Heritage New Zealand has approved this plan. They have offered to write a letter of support for fundraising for us. We have taken heritage tours in the cemeteries to raise money. We have sold wood. What more do we do?
Any questions?
Can I just
Thank you.
check? I don't know. It doesn't say the time.
Yeah, no, we've come to the end of the time, so,
It's a.
yeah.
I mean, did you know? So did you know that the Heritage Incentive Grants and the Heritage Intangible Grant criteria there now would allow you to do this
Thank
work?
you. Thank you. Right, so thank you very much for the submission, and the detail that you've provided with us. I mean, people have got a very clear understanding of what the issues are. So it's a challenge that you're putting to us in our LTP, and obviously when two councils amalgamate, some of the history has not been carried forward. So there's obviously considerable work to be done. So thank you very much for your submission. Thank you.
Thank you.
So,